Moore, let me write this timestamp down, child, because I'm gonna put it on the other channel. So Kenya Moore is being okay. So we know the story. Let me just recap a little bit. Kenya Moore has rented this space to have her upscale salon, right? We know that she renovated the space, and according to her, the landlord agreed for the renovation, and it was in her contract to pay that he would pay up to $80,000 for her to build out the salon. She signed a 10-year lease with the rent going up percentage wise, so that by the end of the lease, the rent would be like $1,000 more than where it started. And she agreed to, she signed off on it. They agreed to it. Now, she ain't paid no rent. And according to her landlord, he did agree to it was like $79,000 and some change. However, there was certain stipulations in place where she was supposed to submit the receipts showing what she spent, how much she spent, and all that good stuff for the particular build out. According to the landlord, she failed to do that, which is why he did not reimburse her for the $80,000 because she did not follow the procedure that he laid out in the lease agreement. That's according to him. He also said that in the lease agreement, that Kenya is not supposed to sublet that space to anybody else. And according to the landlord, she has been subletting that space. Now, he wants her out. He wants her gone. He wants her to be gone. And she's fighting it. And so his attorneys filed a 99-page rebuttal, okay, addressing all of the things and all of the issues. And now at this point, the landlord said that Kenya at this point owes him, I believe, over $60,000 in back rent. Girl, your rent is only $4,000 a month. How you owe this man $60,000 in back rent? And I'm sure that's fees and everything else added in there. Probably attorney's fees and everything else. But this man said you owe him $60,000. Or was it $40,000? I don't want to lie. But let's just say you owe him over $40,000. Let me just do it that way. You owe him over $40,000 in back rent, fees, probably, like I said, attorney's fees, late fees, and all other fees. According to the landlord, he even gave Kenya additional time to submit the paperwork for the $80,000, and he was still going to consider paying it, and she didn't do it. Kenya girl. Well, when I say only $4,000, I don't mean that I mean for a building, for a building, a commercial space. I mean, $4,000. I don't know. I don't own a commercial space, but I'm just saying, I don't mean to say only like it's not a lot of money. I'm just saying $4,000. Like you can't afford, like Kenya, you couldn't pay $4,000. And let's be clear, had you opened up the damn salon and got some stylists in there, $4,000 ain't shit. Let me tell y'all something. And I know this is always easier said than done. It's always easier to be on the outside talking about what somebody should, could, would do. Kenya, there's absolutely no reason in the world why you couldn't have made this thing a success. That's just real. I'm sorry. That's real talk. I know she lost her job, but baby, that salon could be up and running. And honestly, $4,000 wouldn't be shit. First of all, Black women pay for hair care. Let's just call a thing. We have Black women out here right now that's paying $400 and $500 for a wig install, and that's on the cheap side. That's on the cheap side. That we got women paying $400 and $500 for a wig install. That doesn't include women who, like me, who go to the salon on a regular basis and pay for a blowout, pay for a perm, pay for color, pay for, like, women, Black women pay. Then you get you a nail tech in there. Baby, I know that there are women out here. Now, I don't pay that kind of money, but the women that get the designs on every single nail and get the long claws and all of that, baby, them women are paying $200 or $300 for their nails. And some of those women are getting their nails done every week, every 2 weeks. Get you a lady in there that can do braids. Women, especially right now, Black women are keeping their hair braided. Get you a loctician. There's absolutely no reason in the world why you couldn't be making $4,000 a week, much less a month to pay your mortgage. I mean, your rent. Come on, Kenya. Like, I don't know how many stations she had, but if you had 5 stations and you were charging, I don't know, again, I'm not in the hair care business. I don't know how much booth rent is anymore. But let's just say in a brand new location with a name attached to it, because Kenya Moore, your name is attached to it, you could probably have been charging $1,000 a month for booth rent. If you got 5 booths, that's your mortgage. I mean, that's your rent right there. That doesn't include if you get you a nail tech in there. That doesn't include if you get somebody in there to do brows and lashes. That doesn't include if you are selling products, your own hair care products in the salon and making money off of the merchandise and off of the product. Can you fumbled this ball. Because, and let's add to the fact that you are Kenya Moore from, well, you know, at the time you were the Real Housewives of Atlanta. People were going to come in there to get their hair done just to say they got their hair done at Kenya Moore Salon. The same way people went to Old Lady Gang just to say they went to Old Lady Gang. The same way that people go to these different spots and go to places they see on these shows. The same way me and my friends going to head on down the road to Karen's breakfast spot down. Matter of fact, I got called Trees. Because, baby, why the guy invited us? Y'all remember the guy, the waiter from the Real Housewives of Potomac, the white guy that say he's Karen's waiter and all of that? Why he invited me and Shade in the City to come down there for breakfast? He was like, come on down. But people do that all of the time. And you would have had real clients in there. Listen, we've had this conversation a million times. Yes, they're going to be looky-loos. Yes, they're going to be people who just want to be like, ooh, I'm in Kenya's salon. Let me tell you the way to do that. Make them people buy something while they're in there. Sell your merch. Let the looky-loos come in. People are going to come and they're going to go by there. Let the looky-loos come. I told y'all what Nene, Lord. I told y'all what Nene did when Nene had her boutique up here at MGM. And for the people who just wanted to come and see, oh, Nene's here. She was like, if you want a picture, you gotta buy something. She said, I'll take pictures with receipts. Rashida does the same thing down at her boutique in Atlanta. She'll take a picture with you with a receipt. Buy something. And I told y'all, remember, I took a picture with Nene, baby. I bought the cheapest thing in there. I bought a t-shirt. I bought the cheapest thing in that damn boutique. She didn't care. She'd take a picture. So Kenya, let the looky-loos come in. Who cares? Let them come in. Tell them to buy something off that merchandise shelf. You could have had Team Twirl t-shirts. I'll take a picture with you. Buy a t-shirt. Buy one of my hair care products. Book an appointment. Now, I told you I'm not real big on the make a deposit, but I support putting a deposit in a situation like that because you don't want people just clogging up the books and they don't really want to get a service. I ain't got no problem with them. I don't have no problem with your stylist saying, listen, anybody that book an appointment here got to pay a deposit because if they don't show up or they only show up on some bullshit, at least you don't walk away with nothing. You see what I'm saying? But I just feel like from the beginning, you put way too much energy on the wrong shit. Your daughter's book. Yes, Cindy. Tell them to buy one of your daughter's books. You'll take a picture with the book. Like, come on. Because the reality is when you open up something like that and you are a name, people want to come in and see if they can get a glimpse of you. But the alternative is nobody coming at all, which is what ended up happening. Somebody was in here. They said they have a space in that area. Hold on. I wanted to read that comment. Hold on. JT Wright said she got, oh Lord, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me scroll up because you said something else first. Hold on. Hold on, JC writes. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Let me scroll up. You said something else. He said her shop is in the same building I stay in. And yes, $4,000 is cheap for that space and that nice building. Yeah. I mean, I don't think $4,000 is a ridiculous rent on a retail space. Again, I don't know what retail spaces go for, but Jay says she got them raggedy dresses hanging there right now trying to sell them. Well, that was one of the things. Remember, she was supposed to have an event there. That was in the paperwork. That the lawyer was saying that she was subletting. She was having, because she signed, the lease specifically says for an upscale hair salon. So now that she's trying to turn it into a thrift shop, the landlord was like, oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not about to be selling secondhand dresses. I don't care if you wore them at the reunion or not. You're not about to use this as a thrift store, as a consignment shop. Absolutely not. Now, again, there's a way to get around that, Kenya. You can still have your sale, but the salon got to be up and running. You have to somehow incorporate the salon into that. You can have an after hours event. I'm sure there's something in your lease about having events there after hours, but you got to somehow incorporate the salon into that. Right. The subletting is another part of the lawsuit. Exactly. So, baby, Kenya, you fumbled this ball. And again, I'm not no businesswoman. I ain't trying to tell you how to do your business. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I really feel like you was focused too much on the wrong stuff. You put a whole lot of money on the front end, building a second floor and doing all of this. All of that wasn't necessary to open up a salon. You could have had a really, really nice salon without doing all of that. And I feel like you put way too much energy into all of that aesthetics instead of the important shit, like getting stylists in there that already had a clientele. Because see, what you cannot do, Kenya, you can't bring in a bunch of stylists that ain't never worked nowhere before or straight out of the hair school, because they don't have no clients. What you need to do is bring you some seasoned stylists in there that have clients, because that is going to sustain your business. You can maybe have one newbie. You know what I mean? You can maybe have one newbie that doesn't have any clients and let them advertise on Instagram or whatever. But you need to bring some stylists in there that are already bringing a clientele. Bring you a nail tech that already has a clientele. Get you a lash girl, a esthetician that already has a clientele, because that's what's going to bring. And then you know that these aren't people that are just there to do the bullshit. These are people who are really, truly clients of this person. Because I've been going to you for 5 years, and now you're at Kenya Moore Hair Care. Okay, cool. I'm gonna come on over to Kenya Moore, but you know I'm already a real client. See, the problem was you was bringing in them stylists and people was calling in and making appointments. Nah. If I already have a clientele, I already brought people with me. The lights are always off. She's hardly ever there. Exactly. That's what everybody says. Natural Glow said 4K is amazing. It's over 4K for a two bedroom. You're right. For a two bedroom apartment in Alexandria. You ain't wrong. You ain't lying about that. Now, Really B, did you talk about her business being dissolved by the state? Ooh, no, I didn't know that. Her business, Kenya Vision? Oh. Wait a minute. Kenya Vision was dissolved. You talking about her Kenya Vision? Because that's the name on the paperwork. That's the name on the lease, Kenya Vision. Hold on. Y'all, this is Play at Arena Stage that I want to go see. I'm really debating about buying a ticket and just going by my damn self. I might take myself to go see it. Okay, it's 44,000. What? Anyway. No, I have to look that up, Don. Her countersuit was in the name of her LLC that's been dissolved. Oh, I got you. Ooh, customers are loyal. Y'all know I'm loyal to my. I done moved. Listen, my stylist done moved since I've been going to her. My stylist has moved 2 physical locations, and now she's at like a salon suite. You know, where you rent the suite, and she's moved suites 3 times because when she first got there, she was all the way in the back, and each time she moved closer to the front, and now she's right in the front, so she gets a lot of walk-ins and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't care. Listen, I'll move. If you doing right by me and my hair, I'll move. Speaking of which, I got to make my nail appointment for next week now because my nail lady stay booked up. Some of them have clients really be, especially if they built the customer list when they did hair on the side before, all the way through attending cosmetology school. But see, there's a difference between, and y'all know how y'all people are. Y'all know how y'all folks are. There's a difference between you did my hair in the kitchen, in the living room, you did my hair in hair school for $20 versus now I got to charge you some real prices because now I got to pay my booth rent and now this is my full-time job. There's a difference. You're right. People do have clients, but a client that's paying $60 and buying their own hair and getting their hair washed over your kitchen sink versus a client paying real money at a real salon. You know how these people do. Happen said the business is active. You talking about the hair salon? Yeah, but they said there's hardly anybody in there. You talking about her LLC? I like the one-on-one salon suite experience. It's cool. I mean, I don't have no. I like it, but she been in the suite so long. I don't even know what it's like to be at a big salon anymore, child. She been in that suite. Like I said, she been in them. She done moved 3 different. She's in the same building, but she's moved suites 3 times, and that's where I get my hair braided too. So my braider is in there too. But anyway, y'all, that's pretty much what it is, y'all. It's Wednesday night, so I did watch the next episode of Reasonable Doubt. So I may record. It's already 8:30. I may record episode 5 and put that up tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I did watch episode 5. So we're on episode 6, and I think episode 7 drops tomorrow. So we almost caught up on Reasonable Doubt. We are almost caught up. So I did watch the episode. So I'll either record that review today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. That would have been cute, a salon suite building. Yeah. Yep. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much again. Thank you, Tribe, for all that. For those of you that sent something to Gabby, I appreciate that. I really do. Gabby, we love you, girl. Anybody else, again, if you are affected or you know somebody that is affected, y'all, please find out the resources. Call your financial institutions. Look into your resources. There are a lot of people. Cruiser did a video earlier today about the credit unions, and a lot of banks are giving these interest-free loans. Please tap into that. They're letting people borrow $500 or $600 interest-free. So y'all look into that again, please and thank you. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.